What I wanted to do was just give a very, very brief outline of A, what I do, but B, a little bit about trying to go back to maybe what's on your mind as to when I took the CFA way, way, way back. And try and sort of make a couple of points as to maybe some of that thought process around that. What I do at the moment, I'm Managing Director for Europe, Middle East and Africa. So we divide the world up, as only big organizations do, into three big chunks of APAC, Americas, that's North, South, Canada, and then EMEA. Whatever anyone tells you, don't believe anything other than EMEA is by far the most interesting region. Europe, Middle East and Africa. Once you actually say it rather than EMEA, you understand just how big it is, the breadth, the challenges, but also the potential. Where we've gone in the past has been the E bit and a little bit in the ME bit, and very little in the A bit, the African bit. And that's really, Paul and I have traveled around Africa a little bit now over the past few weeks. We've got more to come. But the whole intention here is to try and raise the awareness and the accessibility of CFA program. Eleanor and her team here in Kenya, East Africa generally, do a fantastic job of raising awareness locally. We need to do a better job at the Institute in supporting that effort. And a large part of that starts with meetings like this at universities. I had the privilege this year of being at the Research Challenge Finals, where we bring 1,100 universities from around the world, compete in local, regional, and ultimately the finals. And I must say the Kenyan representative was a fantastic representative. I thought they should have qualified for the final itself. They were terrific. You know, and when you can't help but when you go to those meetings and you see the enthusiasm and the work that's gone in and the tutors involved and the mentors involved, and it really brings home just the opportunity and what people are prepared to sacrifice. And I think we have to do as good a job as we can to make you aware of there is sacrifice involved. It's not an easy process taking a CFA, but we need to help you understand what the potential of it is. Why would you think about taking it? What's the upside? Which brings me on to the second bit. Why did I do it? I took CFA, all right, I got my charter way back in 1997, almost before capital markets were formed. So it was amazing that I stumbled on it by accident. When I was at university, I had absolutely no idea what the CFA was, none whatsoever. But I still managed to end up being an equity analyst. I wish I had known at that point, when I started in equity research in 1986, what the CFA was. Because essentially I just learnt on the job, looking at what other people did, and trying to avoid or make some of the mistakes in slightly different fashion to what people ahead of me did. But the CFA doesn't stop you making mistakes, but at least you can learn from them slightly more quickly, I think. It gives you a basis of knowledge. But what it really gives you is options. That's what I think the CFA really is about. It's about giving you a base of knowledge to help you understand and navigate and make good choices. It's not going to guarantee that those choices are going to work out, but it makes you or enables you to make good choices. What do I need to think about? What do I need to plan for, prepare for? Because whatever you think about now, the one constant that I would say in 30 years of experience in equity research is that change always happens. It doesn't matter what your plans are, they will change. And having something like the CFA gives you a fantastic base from which to cope with that change and navigate some of the changes. So whether you intend to stay in Kenya, whether you go East Africa, Africa generally, or more global, you know, the advantage of a CFA, it is a globally recognized credential. And that can give you a route to all sorts of opportunities and enable you to sort of fulfill some of the ambition that maybe you've got some idea about now, but I'm sure you will develop further as you go through your university career and beyond. So thank you very much for turning up. Paul Smith, who knows more about the CFA than anyone else in the world, is going to give you a quick view through a few more details on it now, but thank you for your time.